What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Hype, Mojobreak.com's live hobby talk show. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. You can see the topics on the screen that we're going to go over. We're going to name our giveaway winner from last week, who's going to get a box of Tier 1 on the house. We're also going to have a new giveaway this week, so stay tuned for that. I'm joined by Dan and Conrad. What's going on, fellas?
What up? Whoa,
whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. So, Dan, you got a shirt on that says, "What about me?" And I'd like you to tell the fine folks that are watching
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What about me?
What about me? I got to stand up and do. See? What about me?
So, are you saying that we're forgetting about you?
I think we are.
Do you want to change this show to Dan Hype?
I think my voice needs to be heard. There's just not enough me.
So you've officially joined the entitlement, the group.
Yeah. Well, I figured I'm right on the cusp of the millennials.
Okay.
So before I was like the get off my lawn guy. Now it's a what about me guy.
Okay.
So the whole world is gonna have to revolve around my emotions and my needs.
Well, you should have been there yesterday. I went to 7-Eleven to get an energy drink to work late last night.
Free Slurpee, 7-Eleven.
Yeah, figure that out.
Actually,
figure that out.
It was also free Chick-fil-A sandwich yesterday.
Wow, they just rain it on 7-Eleven's parade.
you basically could have walked around and had a Slurpee and a chicken sandwich
for free.
For free. That's pretty entitled.
But
I should get two though.
I went in.
I should get double Slurpee, double chicken sandwich.
Yeah, what about you? It's only fair.
Yeah.
That you should be taken care of doubly more than anybody else because it's all about you.
But
I was going to say, I went in and on the door it said no more free Slurpees. They ran out of the free cups. So that would be perfect scenario for you to come in there.
You know they also have a free Slurpee day that you can bring in whatever you want to fill it up. Like you could bring in like a 5-gallon like like a 5-gallon bucket.
That's not real.
That is real.
No.
That is real.
You person?
You can bring in whatever you want. It's fill up whatever bucket you got.
No.
Yes.
That's not true.
Dude, I think it's on. Yes.
You're lying to people.
No,
people are going to pull up with a truck that has like.
I think they limit the size, but I think it's up to like a gallon. But I think you can get a gallon. You may have to pay for it.
You could probably die from a gallon of Slurpee.
Shit. No.
Well, so it was the topic of last week's episode. Panini finally responded at 9 o'clock Pacific on Friday night after doing some due diligence with Dak himself. So they issued the statements about Dak and the whole auto pen gate. So if you haven't heard of this, which I'm sure you all have heard of this, more times than you actually need to hear about it. But if you haven't heard about it, there's been some auto pen cards, meaning machine signed cards that were signed apparently by Dak, but so Panini had to issue a statement on this. So I'll read this. Panini America executives and quarterback Dak Prescott met on Thursday to investigate in detail a limited quantity of Prescott autograph trading cards that were issued as redemptions for Panini America's 2016 NFL Prism trading card product. Last week, after being contacted by an autograph authenticator and following an internal quality control process, Panini America officials determined that a small quantity of Prescott autographs received for 2016 Prisms may not be authentic. So
small.
So they go on to throw out the number. I think 167 are unaccounted for. You can read the whole thing on PaniniAmerica.net to find out what actually they released. I'm going to bore you by reading this whole thing so you can read it for yourself. Hopefully you can read. I just learned last year, and I don't know if Dan knows how to read, but nope. I went ahead and read it for you guys. But basically, That's what it's saying, is Dak Prescott had no knowledge of how some of his cards have machine-made autographs. Now, I mean, how do you respond to this? What are your thoughts on that, Dan?
He didn't know, bro. Well, obviously, I think he was in the know. I think that's a cop-out. I mean, can we agree? He knew what he was going to do. Somebody told him, like, hey, you need to do these autographs. Is it cool if we do it this way? And he's like, whatever. Like, just make it happen. I don't want to have to deal with it. Panini coming in and rewarding him with a contract is a little, I mean, it is what it is. It's their business. They can do whatever they want. That in my opinion, is stupid. He signed his initial contract. I know he probably feels like he needs to get more money than he's getting, but work that out on your next contract. Fulfill your previous obligations, and then go back to the negotiation table and say, hey, I want X amount of dollars for my autos, or you guys kind of, shortchanged me on my last contract, so make up for it on the next one.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure they didn't really get angry at Dak. I think it was the ball was still, no pun intended, in Dak's court in that meeting, regardless of the situation that happened. So that kind of leads me to what the rest of the sports world. So let's take out the hobby and go with the rest of the sports world. That's kind of the statement that everybody's saying. Cowboys Dak Prescott using AutoPen isn't the end of the world. And what sucks for the hobby is that people don't understand how much cards are worth and how much people are invested in it. And that falls back on the marketing with these companies, is that if people knew how much they were worth, then there would be a bigger deal. But it's such a small segment, it just doesn't matter to most sports fans. And this was actually a funny thing from Deadspin. At least 167 real human people actually still collect football cards. So that's the general consensus to anybody outside of the hobby that just follows sports. It's like they remember cards from the 80s. They don't understand that people make investments in this. People collect these cards. They go up in value because they're limited. They remember like a Jose Canseco Donruss 89 card is what most people think of cards. So
is that the card that people think of the most? That's it right there, the one.
Yep, that's the iconic card right there. I mean, go back to that Jose. I mean, well, how can you not like that Jose Canseco card? It's just a beautiful design.
89 upper deck, Ken Griffey Jr. Man,
but
that's the iconic card. That I don't know about the Jose, but you got to get some slides up there. So.
And as you guys know that are watching, you guys can all agree with this. You go to a party, you go out with your friends or your family that are similar age, and you try to tell them what you collect or what you do for a hobby, and it's like talking to a wall because they don't understand it, and you can't use as many words to explain it. You're like, hey, you got an hour for me to explain? So we'll pretend like I'm Doug.
I've had this conversation.
I'm myself, and you're just a guy who hasn't seen me since high school.
So
right?
You're going to be Doug.
I'm going to be Doug.
And I'm going to be somebody else.
You're going to be somebody from Joe Schmo from high school.
Could I be Dan Anderson from high school?
Yes, but you're not part of Mojobreak. You have no idea. So
okay.
I'm setting the stage here.
Okay.
So you basically, you see me in a party, and you're like, what do you do?
What do you do?
Oh, I have an e-commerce website.
Oh, like what? Like porno?
No, I wish. No, I sell.
I'm sorry, but I
sell.
I know this is a family show, but when you say e-commerce website or any type of website,
that's what you think of first?
I think people think of the porn industry.
Not Amazon?
No. But you don't look. I mean, no offense, you don't look like the guy who owns Amazon.
Oh well. Yeah.
But you may be a guy who owns a porn site.
So okay, well, so back into the skit here. I sell sports cards.
Like Ferraris?
No, like baseball cards.
And we joke about that because that happens literally.
It's happened 5 or 6 times.
Every time I bring up, what do you do? Oh, I sell sports cards. And it's like, oh, like Ferraris and like sports car. And I'm like, no, not cars, cards. The next comment out of their mouth is, ooh, like really? These people still do that?
Yeah.
And
then they kind of like feel bad for you. There's kind of that look on their face that goes like.
So now basically what I say, I don't even bring up.
You sell these?
I don't even bring up.
You sell that?
I don't even bring up sports cards anymore. I bring up e-commerce, what you said, and I see the wheels turning every single time I say e-commerce. Mm-hmm. They're just like, what kind of illegal shit are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing on the interwebs?
So then after you say sports cards, then what's the question?
Then it's like, hey, you got a second? Like, I got some old cards I got in a shoebox somewhere. Then they come out and you see like a 1991 John Stockton and a 1997 whoever.
You think you could sell these for me?
Jeff Bagwell.
How much do you think it's worth?
And then the next thing they say is that, oh, I got so many of these at my parents' house in the garage. I got boxes and boxes and I have binders. Like the plastic binders, and everything's in perfect condition. got to be worth a lot of money, right? You want to come over?
And
then I go, yeah, they're probably not worth anything, and no, I don't want to come
But then
over.
when you say they're not worth anything, I think they're like, this guy just wants to make money on me. Like, he wants to just give me $10 for my cards that I think they're 20 years old. They've 30 years old. They've got to be worth millions.
They got to be. They got to. Somebody told me I was going to be able to retire with the sports card collection.
So then I go like this, and I go, oh, well, the sports cards have been, they've changed a little bit. They have like autographs on them now, and I go through because I have pictures all over my phone from Mojobreak.
Oh no.
I got pictures all over my phone from Mojobreak, and I'm basically showing them photos of cards, and they're just like, oh. And I think in the back of their mind, they're probably like, dork. But hey, that's our hobby, but they don't understand it. So the point I was trying to make, circle back around to Dak, was the NFLPA did not care about Panini in this instance. They basically said, we're not stepping in. And I've heard this rumbling over the internet that the NFLPA stepped in, and instead of saying, hey, Panini, we know that Dak wronged you, and we're going to make this right, and we're going to fine him, or we're going to do something, they're like, who cares about you guys? You guys need to figure it out. You and Dak need to figure it out. We're not stepping in because this is too small of a niche to matter. And I'm not saying that I love this hobby, and there's a lot, and that's it's good the way that it is. But I'm just saying to the overall sports community, it doesn't really matter. So, and you see that on blogs of people that aren't associated with sports cards on the Dak Penn situation. Nobody cared. They're like, well, whatever. It happens all the time. It's like, it's normal. It happens all the time. It's normal. It happens. Big deal. People don't realize that some of these Dak cards can sell for like 10 grand. And if they had 10 grand ripped out of their pocket, it would be a big deal.
It would be.
It's hard for people to put themselves in the shoes of collectors.
Gets back to the entitlement.
What about me?
What about me?
So I wanted to get into some more auto pen stuff, which I think in this, you know what, I'm just speaking because these guys are entertainers. This is Florida Georgia Line. This is Brian Kelly's autograph that looks like it's auto pen, allegedly, because they're all the same. There's also other records that they have out that look like they're auto pen. So Florida Georgia Line probably doesn't sign autographs, and they do auto pen. They probably didn't know. And that goes back. I don't think Panini knew about it either. It's Florida Georgia Line. Look at those guys.
You're a country buff, right?
Yeah.
You're hip.
Well, I like all music.
You're hip to a new modern country.
Country's probably not my favorite, but I do listen to it.
Yeah, you love it. Which one is that Luke Bryan?
Well,
in a bathroom.
We'll get into that.
Oh man. Which one is Brian Kelly? Is it Brian Kelly?
The short-haired guy is Brian Kelly, I believe.
And the other guy is
no, one's Florida and one's Georgia, bro.
But one of them's like Tyler. Is it Tyler?
Brian Kelly and
Which one is Line?
Yeah, the guy in the middle.
That's Luke Bryan.
So they did get a hold of Florida Georgia Line on the record, and they asked them about the auto pen situation, and they said, "This is how we roll." That's what they said.
Oh shit.
Yep. Dead airways.
Oh man. I wasn't even prepared for that.
So yeah, that's how they roll, man. They just sign auto pen stuff. So that's how they roll.
I like how it keeps on going back to that picture. That's good.
Alabama on the jukebox, baby.
Right there. That to me, that looks like real country music right there.
It is. Yeah, who's the line? Doug says, and C-Rad said that as well. So yeah, auto pen is behind us. We won't be talking about it in probably next week. It'll be old news, but it definitely, to summarize it, it took the hobby and the sports world by storm for a couple days. Very little does this hobby get put on the map from something like that, and it put it on the map for about 4 to 5 days. So, but what Panini should have done is use that to market other stuff, because now you could use it. Hey, they could have came out with a statement and said, these autographs are worth $3,500, so we want to make sure we take care of our customers. If that gets put in print, then you may get the average Joe going like, what do you mean? $3,500? Let me look this up.
I think they
could have spun it.
I think there's a legality with talking about secondary market price. So I don't think they can actually come out and say, hey, yeah, by the way, like these cards are worth like $4,000 and you can get them in a $6 pack of Prism or something like that. I don't think they can actually come out and say that. So,
it's secondary market. It's not like Panini puts the price tag.
I mean, they could put they could have linked up a card that's on eBay and then whatever.
They've done that in the past.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely do that.
They could have got underneath this and spun it
But they can't
made people
they
more
can't
aware.
spin it and say, "Hey, go out and buy a box, and you're getting a $4,000 card." They can't spin it that way.
But they've got some intelligent people working there, some college-educated gentlemen that could have figured out some nice words to say to allude to the fact that these things are very, very valuable. Because I guarantee you, any of these Cowboy fans that are doing blogs that are just trying to back up Dak probably think the autograph's worth like $50, maybe.
Back up Dak.
Back up Dak.
Back up Dak.
And before we get into this little thing that I wanted to talk about, we actually purchased one of those Dak prisms.
I was looking for it.
It's somewhere.
I was looking for it.
You can tell.
No, it's
can tell.
it's a little shaky. I was actually gonna pull it out and put it up to the camera and show it off, but the shop swallowed it, and it's never to be seen again. So actually paid $350, I think, for it.
For something that's, if you can't turn it back in to get that sticker.
I actually bought it because I wanted to talk about it and physically show it on the show, and it shows you how prepared I am because I couldn't even find it.
So you just burned $350.
Just burnt, well, $350 of your dollars.
That's my dollars. Too,
Yeah, it's your dollars.
Actually, I like to think it's all Conrad's dollars. Maybe that make me feel better.
What?
Sorry, Conrad. That was your bonus.
Yeah. So what I was going to say, so what the solution is they're going to take back the prisms, and they since they've signed Dak to an extension, they're going to put a sticker on the back that differentiates the ones that came out to the new ones.
Kind of like the Kobe sticker, right?
Kind of like a Kobe sticker. Barry Bonds has one. I think Dale Earnhardt Jr. has one. There's a few athletes that have their sticker on cards to further authenticate it. So I guess that's the plus side going forward is we probably won't be dealing with any more Dak auto pen autos. I think we've
You're going to see, I mean, going forward, you're going to see a whole lot less Dak autos. I can guarantee you the price of his autos have gone up for Panini to obtain them. And he may only be in a handful of sets. I don't think he's going to be signing stickers anymore. I'm pretty sure that everything he signs is probably going to be on card.
Yeah.
That is probably a stipulation in the contract. I mean, briefly before we move on, and raise your hand if you don't want to talk about Dak Prescott anymore. I'm the only one.
Yeah.
All right. Raise your hand if you don't want to talk about Aaron Judge anymore. Okay, I'm the only one.
Yeah.
But I guess we got to do what we got to do.
That's like saying, let's not talk about football.
Let's not talk about football.
Let's not talk about baseball anymore, guys.
It's not football season.
So
Let's talk about
the hobby is year-round, 24/7.
Okay. But jeez.
24/7.
But yeah, I mean, before we close it out, Panini's statement that they made, they did make a statement.
Yeah.
They came out, they made a statement. Could it have been? I think everybody wanted to see more of a statement where somebody took the fault for it. Like somebody was like, "Sorry, our bad,"
Yeah.
or somebody.
You're
like,
saying that everybody wanted to see a fault being.
everybody wanted to see some type of like I'm sorry. Like where was the like Panini could have came out and said, "Look, this happened. Even though we didn't sign the cards and we didn't know that they were going to be auto pinned, we should have done a better job with quality control. Just a little like we're sorry. Like we're going to make an effort to make sure this doesn't happen again."
Yeah. But I mean, one thing, if you kind of read between the lines here, if Panini was at fault here, then this would have came out this way. So Panini had to take a back seat by not saying it was Dak's fault because the powers that be.
No,
the
I get that.
NFLPA.
I mean, they don't want to throw a partner under the bus. I understand that. And plus, they throw a player under the bus. Being a player is like a fraternity. There's going to be other players who are going to get pissed off about that and go, "You know what? We're not going to sign for you anymore. Like what you pay us is not worth me sitting down and doing it." So I'm not. I get it. You can't piss off the player.
But I think what I want to.
But you basically coming out and saying, "Hey, like it happened. Don't blame Dak. Don't blame. Like you're gonna hold on to that relationship. You don't want to piss off the NFLPA. I get that. But at least you can put some of the blame on your own shoulders and say, look, we should have done more of a quality control situation and made sure that these did not go out." And you're not even taking the blame by saying that, but you're taking part of the blame.
Right. Yeah, it's always good to take the blame. I think people see that you're more human that way.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make a quick statement. I know people are going to call me crazy on this. My prediction, Carson Wentz will have a better year than Dak next year. 100%.
No.
Yep.
No. The line.
Statistically.
The Cowboy line.
They're going to figure Dak out.
They're going to figure him out, huh?
Figure him out. So I will make some kind of side bet. I don't know what it's going to be worth, but I will say, I'm not talking about wins and losses, that Carson Wentz's numbers, his QBR, will be higher than Dak's next year.
It's QB rating.
Yes.
No.
All right.
You're flat wrong.
We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll have to wear that shirt of yours or something.
Dude, it's a medium.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It might be funny.
Damn right.
Fat guy in a little shirt.
You want to wear it right now?
No. That would be awkward TV or streaming. So get into the next segment. We're on the topic of trending stuff that's trending currently. Our 70 box break is trending. It's a 70 box NFL football break. As you could tell, I kind of wasn't expecting that. Shows you how prepared I am. But it is trending because spots are selling. So there's a 70 box football break breaking this Friday. It's insane. There's tons of skunks and bounty prizes and stuff like that. Flawless. You can see a video of one of our older Boom Paloozas that we do. It's years and years of product. It's a lot of excitement, hours of entertainment. The possibilities are endless. So, yeah. Right there. Look at that. Aaron Rodgers, A.A. Rod. Right there. Beautiful on-card auto from an old product, 2011 5-star. Sick product.
I'm actually hearing. I was hearing.
Yeah, I think you had the volume on over there.
That was crazy.
I know.
I was like, did we figure something out?
So it's on the website, breaks Friday at 4 Pacific. And there's a little early bird bonus. If you buy it early, you're going to get entered in to win a free honors box. So for the first 16 to purchase. And I think there's still a few of those left. But yeah, so check out our 70 box break. Now we're into trending. It's funny, I set this up and I completely forgot the order. So I wanted to talk about the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game. What did you think about the All-Star Game? Was the All-Star Game fun? Does anybody watch that anymore? MLB All-Star Game?
Honestly, I watched, I was like in and out. I was watching bits and pieces of it. You came in today and you were talking about how the All-Star Game was unwatchable. I actually thought it was a pretty good game. It was what, 2-1?
2-1. Extra innings.
Some killer pitching, extra innings. I mean, that was it wasn't bad. I mean, it was entertaining. It was just as entertaining as it has been in the past.
C-Rad, you catch the All-Star Game at all? Oh, you were here, so you didn't get to watch it.
I was here. I was watching people talk about it in the chat room.
Were people hyped up watching the All-Star Game? In the chat? No. But
we need the chirping of the crickets, I think.
So that just shows me nobody was watching it. There was no comments in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I was here when the Home Run Derby was on.
That was exciting.
That was exciting. A lot of people in the chat, a lot of people talking about it. People love home runs. People love the long ball. People love Aaron Judge.
Yes.
Can't get enough. I think people can watch Aaron Judge hit home runs for like 3 hours. If they just send him out there and just have him swing the bat for 3 hours, just BP.
Yeah.
I think Yankee Stadium would be sold out just to watch him like hit another 500-foot home run. It's getting back to, it's kind of like Idiocracy. It's like nobody wants to pay attention to the actual game anymore.
I want home run. Well, it's like the 3-pointer in basketball.
But I think the new rules, the way it's set up, it's super like action packed and fun to watch. I love the distance bonus.
Yeah.
So if you hit like 2 home runs at 430 feet or farther, you get an extra 30 seconds at the end. I mean, granted, if they did away with the All-Star Game as a whole, and they just did, and we talk about it in Pro Bowl as well, like a skills competition.
Yeah.
I think you'd get more eyeballs on it. People would pay attention to it.
It just has to be worth something. I think when you play a game that's not worth anything,
but you also, I mean, what are you going to do? You can do home run derby, but you're going to do like who can throw the ball the fastest. You think pitching coaches and like GMs are going to be like, yeah, send my guy out there, have him throw his arm off.
Yeah, I know. You'd have to do it at the end of the season.
No. But you still like don't want a guy to go out there and be like, okay, look, I usually pitch like 93, but I think I can get it up to like 103. But I really got to try.
Right.
No, you don't want one of your players doing that. So, what are some other skill competitions you can do? You can do like a like a hitting where it's like bat control and you have to have different targets in the outfield that you
That
got
might
to
be kind
hit.
of cool, like and some like just like infield ones and
Like,
stuff like that.
yeah.
like maybe like a mini golf kind of setup,
Like a
or
mini,
something.
like a mini golf,
That's
but
a
you
good
have like
idea.
different targets that you can hit.
So then you'd have guys that like that don't hit a home runs.
Yeah,
like
you-
Buster Posey could like participate.
Yeah, like guys who have good bat control.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But one of the things that I was thinking about when I was analyzing this is pitchers watch a lot of tape, right? When they're if you're going in to face the Yankees, you're watching tape on Judge. If you're going in to face the Dodgers, you're watching tape on Bellinger. So one thing I discovered with Bellinger is that he had his dad throw the ball in so that he could hit home runs. You just gave up people probably may have already known that, but he basically had his dad throw everything in. So that tells me if I'm facing Bellinger, I'm not throwing the ball in anymore. So by going out there and swinging like 75 times, you are giving some intel to your opponents.
It's a home run derby, though,
And it's a little different game,
He
but-
basically is wanting a pitch that he can pull. Are you saying that like pitchers are going to be like, I'm only going to pitch him outside now? Well, if he knows that,
Yeah.
then he's going to basically know
He's
that
gonna
he
change up his swing.
Yeah, I mean you can't.
and it comes out at some point, and that's what I think Aaron Judge is going to have the hurdle of, is I think there's enough tape on him now that the second and third time around these pitchers are facing him, especially guys in his own division, they're going to have more tape on him and they're going to have more experience on him. We'll see if he can still continue this 330 average that he's doing and continue it going, because at some point, a guy with that stature historically has a lot of strikeouts. So he does have a lot of strikeouts, but his average is still up. So at some point, we got to see if he's able to get over the hump. But right now, he could run for president next year and possibly win. It was his coming out party, and the whole world knew. We all knew about him, obviously, for the last 3-4 months. But now the whole world knows about him. They were just casual baseball fans.
So I think it was maybe Monday night. I was watching TV, and the local news here came on, and they had a 10-minute segment on Aaron Judge and where he grew up. And we're talking, granted, we're about 2 hours away from where he grew up in Linden, which is like Central California. They had a huge just segment, and you're talking about, first off, it's baseball.
Yeah.
And this wasn't just like the sports reporting portion of it. It was a local segment that was about 10 minutes long, talking about like where he came from, who his coaches were, and this, it's good for baseball. It's good for, baseball kind of needed this.
Yeah.
Baseball kind of needed
A face.
They needed a new Ken Griffey Jr. type player that is going to be the face.
Well, let me ask you this. Is he the face of baseball now? Who's the face of baseball currently?
Nationally, huh? But would Jeter retire? Because I would say a couple years ago it would have been Jeter.
Right.
For 15 years it was probably Derek Jeter. Yeah, I would actually say that he's more of the face of baseball than Mike Trout or Chris Bryant.
I'm saying Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper's the face of baseball.
I don't think so.
He actually, and what Bryce Harper...
I think it really comes down to the fact that Bryce Harper doesn't play for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper...
He plays at the Capitol,
If I was building a team, I would prefer to have Bryce Harper on my team than Aaron Judge.
Right.
To me, he's more of a proven player. You got to remember, people were talking about this. I think I was seeing it on Twitter. They are a year apart. Bryce Harper and Aaron Judge are a year apart.
Yeah. Aaron Judge bloomed a little late.
Bryce Harper has been to 5 All-Star games.
Yes.
And he's 1 year older than Aaron Judge.
But you're just furthering my point that Bryce Harper is the face of baseball.
I'm saying the fact that Bryce Harper is the reason why you're flat out wrong and he's not is because he plays for the Nationals and he doesn't play for the Yankees. If Bryce Harper played for the Yankees, if Bryce Harper played for the Red Sox, he would be the face of baseball.
So we're saying the Nationals are a small market team.
I'm saying the Nationals are not the Yankees, and the Nationals, I would say yes, they are a small market team.
Okay. Well, one thing
they're still known as an expansion team. They're a new team.
They're the Expo. They got the Expos pass, but
they're
a different team name.
How many casual sports fans know the connection between the Expos and the Nationals?
Well, who do you guys think in the chat? And this is going to be a good poll question. Who's the face of baseball? C-Rad. Who do you think the face of baseball is?
Chris Bryant.
Yeah. I think a good argument could be made for Chris Bryant, Mike Trout, and Bryce Harper. I think Aaron Judge has to prove a little bit more for me.
I've asked people who are casual baseball fans about Chris Bryant, and they don't really know who he is.
Right. But they know who Bryce Harper is, probably.
Probably not.
I don't know.
But right now,
that's a clown statement, bro.
I think everybody knows who Aaron Judge is.
Yeah, he's the new booty right now for sure. So I wanted to move on to the next thing. So these cards right here were sold on Topps Now. So they got posted on the site. They have different variations. If you're not familiar with Topps Now, Topps is killing it right now with Topps Now cards. These cards, they had different variations. They had the sock he wore in the home run derby, cut up, put in a card. They had some balls that were used in the home run derby. They sold out in 10 minutes all of the numbered and all the auto cards, and they took in $102,000 in 10 minutes on Aaron Judge cards.
On the autos and relics?
Just on the autos and relics. Okay. Not even counting the numbered base cards,
because
which they probably sold thousands
somebody
of them.
in the chat said that they made $82,000 on the regular cards.
Well, then they made $180,000.
$180,000. A little shoot came up.
That's crazy. That's that next slide. You can see they're just printing the money. 100, and I gave him 20 minutes.
Oh,
I gave him 20 minutes on that one. So they made $100,000 in 20 minutes.
You also also used a photo that they're printing up 20s.
There's a lot of 20s they had to make for that.
No, man, there's a C notes they're printing up.
Well, true. Well, I mean, it still pales in comparison to
who's that guy?
That's Cody Bellinger. It's still we had Prime Day yesterday, and I'm sure Amazon made $100,000 in like 5 seconds.
Who's that kid?
Yeah, I know. He does look young, man. I just felt bad for Cody Bellinger. They brought him into the booth during the home run derby, and they literally had him talk about Aaron Judge the whole time.
I felt bad for the guy who was Corey Bellinger. During the broadcast, they're all Corey Bellinger, and I'm all, who is Corey Bellinger?
Clay
Bellinger.
Clay, which is his dad.
So his dad, I guess,
which is a former major league
and they got him mixed up because they were talking about Cody Bellinger.
Yes.
But they brought up his dad.
Yeah.
And they just mixed up the name.
Which
is fair enough.
And I think it was Ravitch, and I think Ravitch was calling, with ESPN when his dad was around, so it was probably just like muscle memory, Clay Bellinger.
How many years did his dad play?
He played like 5. He didn't come up till he was 30, and he was playing in 99.
So he's like a Brian Dallimore.
Pretty much.
Remember Brian Dallimore?
I don't. That's just
third baseman for the Giants. He was brought up career minor leaguer. No,
I do remember the name.
About 8 years ago.
So, but I wanted to get into the NBA Summer League is kicking, and we got some really, really bright talent to look forward to for the 17-18 products. This dude right here is my pick for next year's absolute rookie of the year. This dude's a beast. I think there's some highlights on the next one. He's scoring like 20 points a game. He's pulling down rebounds. You can watch the Coach Goodwin there and follow him at ballhoggloves.com. But the kid just looks good. I know the talent in the summer league obviously is an NBA talent. But C-Rad, what have you seen from Tatum so far, man?
Extremely smooth scoring ability. Yeah, he looks like one of the top guys for sure. Like you said, he's gonna be a front runner for rookie of the year, especially on that. Well, then again, the Celtics they just signed Gordon Hayward, and they do have Jaylen Brown. They got 3 guard or forwards, basically wing players that they're gonna have to figure out minutes for.
Yeah,
Gordon Hayward's gonna get a majority of those minutes.
But he just, I know that, like, once again, summer league, and he's going to be humbled as a rookie. But he's pretty fluid, he's pretty smooth, and he seems very versatile. His shot looks good. He's got good size. And I know this is mainly superstition, my next statement I'm going to make, but his mom was at the draft with him. His single mom raised. They're taking some of his money and they're giving it to single mothers. If you think about prior NBA picks like Durant and Curry, Draymond Green, even LeBron, their moms play very prominent roles in their career and they're on camera and talking about their sons. So this seems like a situation where he's going to fit right in with that clientele there with, the single mom situation.
Yeah,
so,
he has a good story.
Had to work hard for what he's gotten, you know what I mean? Came from nothing. And those are stories we hear time and time again and turn into success stories, really. So So.
Yep, the kid can score the basket. That's why they went with him instead of Josh Jackson, because they have a Josh Jackson type player already in Jaylen Brown.
How's his defense?
I mean, all rookies.
I've heard it's a little suspect.
All rookies' defense is suspect. Even LeBron had suspect defense coming in the league.
Yeah, so I mean, and that's something you learn. I think you can move, get with the pro game. It's a little different from the college game. So I mean, but the Celtics, there's gonna be a change in the guard. I mean, you think LeBron's almost 100% gone from Cleveland next year. So if he goes to the Lakers, which is probably where he's gonna go, you've got the Celtics. They're the number one team, and this guy's just gonna ascend. Jaylen Brown's probably gonna ascend. You may see some buzz on Hayward's cards just because he's on the Celtics now. So the Celtics are going to be probably a good team for top in the East for like 5 years. Once LeBron kind of moves to the side and goes to LA. So another obviously, I think this is the second show we've talked about this gentleman, Lonzo Ball, had a couple bad games, had a couple good games so far. I was talking to my buddy Ryan Teddards, and he compares him a lot to Jason Kidd.
I think that was
Fair comparison?
That was kind of the comparison during the draft.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd came into the league and he wasn't a prominent scorer. He wasn't really a good shooter. He needed to work on it. I think Ball's going to have to work on his shooting as well. But the passing's there. I mean, he's going to be able to run that offense. The ball's going to be in his hands, so he's probably going to have turnovers. I'm a little concerned with in the pro game.
Yeah.
I think his first couple years he's gonna have to take care of the ball, not turn it over as much. But
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, the Lakers I think are fair to say a couple years away from really putting it together.
Yeah, but like I said, I think LeBron's already alluded to going to LA. So unless they're
where are you hearing this? You got LeBron on the old text.
I do.
Is he Is he hitting you up?
That's my prediction.
I have a personal theory that I think.
You know LeBron too.
he loves LA.
No. I think with Russell Westbrook, I don't know. He hasn't committed to signing the extension yet with the Thunder. With him and Paul George, we know Paul George wants to play in LA.
Yeah.
With him and Paul George becoming free agents next year, I have a theory that they're both gonna leave Oklahoma City for LA at the same time. Be like, hey man,
I could see that
because Westbrook is a UCLA kid, so.
Yep.
And then that might be enough for LeBron to be like, "Hey, it looks kind of sunny over there in Los Angeles." Yeah,
and then you got these kids to fill in. Lonzo could be the star. I mean, if he becomes a starter, becomes a Jason Kidd addition to these guys. I mean, the reason why I think LeBron James has a house in LA. These guys, when they get towards the end of their career, they gravitate towards East or West Coast so they can have a future in the NBA.
I get that, but there's a lot of players out. LeBron probably has a lot of houses in a lot of different areas.
Well, yeah. But, he goes.
I don't think he has a house in Ohio, and then he's like a house in L.A., and that's it. Do you
think he has one in Toronto? Do you think he has one in Utah?
Probably not Utah.
Philadelphia?
Maybe Philly. maybe New York. Definitely Miami.
Well, yeah, he's got one there. He's got a little beach house, but that's a coast, so he's going to be moving to the West Coast. And I think he can get out scot-free from Cleveland if he goes through his contract. He won him a championship. He's not going to have any jerseys being burned anymore.
Yeah, he will.
It's an easy transition to go to the Lakers for him next year after this year.
He can't have a stupid show where he comes out and says, "I'm taking my talents to Showtime."
That was good. That was good TV.
No, that was terrible. If it wasn't LeBron James and he wasn't so damn good, that would have ruined his career.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about this kid. This kid's been lighting it up. I think he's averaging about 29 points.
He probably has a house in Utah.
Probably does. Donovan Mitchell, 13th overall pick for the Jazz. He's just been absolutely killing it so far. So, obviously, it's early. There's only been 5 games so far. He's obviously smaller gentleman, but, you could get if you invest in this guy in the card game, it could be a really low investment out of the gate. They don't have Hayward there anymore, so he has a good chance of getting some playing time. So I just wanted to pick somebody kind of completely off the radar. I mean, he's on the Summer League radar right now, but coming into the Summer League, this guy wasn't talked about. So this might be a guy that can develop into something. He seems to be a good facilitator. He seems to be amazing on defense. Now, I know defense doesn't sell cards, but he had 7 or 8 steals or something in one of these games, and they were ridiculous steals. So,
38 points, 8 steals, and 16 trips to the free throw line against the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Wait, how many points?
38.
38 points?
Yep. Now, I mean, you got Schlubby Schlub out there playing on the other team.
Dude, I'm pretty sure all those guys out there are all way better than us. So
yeah, keep in mind these. It's easy to get excited over how these kids play in summer league. It is just summer league. A lot of these guys they're playing against and playing with are not even going to make it into the league.
They're still good players,
but
though.
I test. You can see that a lot of these this draft class is pretty loaded, like most have predicted. And now you got people coming out saying, is it going to be as deep as the 03 and 04 draft? And this draft definitely has the possibility of getting there.
I think since we've been breaking since 2010, I think, and I can't really. The 12-13 rookie class, you can't really count because it was a double rookie class and you had 60 rookies as opposed to 30. Now, I know there was more talent overall, but it was harder to hit these guys because there were so many rookies in the products.
It was fun, though.
And they made a lot of them.
It was fun.
So I'm saying this one's going to be the best one in the last 7 years, this rookie class, just with the talent, with the availability of these guys playing. Markelle Fultz really hasn't even played any games yet. He could be an impact right away for his overall pick.
All right, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say it's going to be better than the 13 rookie class. And
wow,
and you can put that in the bank.
Wow,
yeah,
safe pick there.
So hey, that's today is the day of.
Did you also go out on a limb and pick the Warriors to win the finals last year?
Yeah, and today
and next year too, you're gonna go out on a limb and put the Warriors to win the finals.
Today is my safe day, and because I think we're gonna talk about something else later, and I'm gonna go straight to the safe pick.
Okay, all right.
Because dude, it's.
What about me?
What about me?
Well, Walmart is becoming the new hobby shop for people because there's just two ridiculous products that have created lines. That's just for sports cards.
That's
guys.
That's not correct.
That's just for sports cards. You can see all those people.
That is a picture of the DMV.
No, that's actually a Black Friday line, but they're just waiting in line to get these exclusives. These mega boxes, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because I haven't even been able to see one in the store. These originally sold for, I think, $20. So this is retail only.
If we could zoom in, I know we can't.
It says $14.99.
Oh,
$14.99.
Damn. All right, I'm going right now.
We're out.
I'm going to go try to get some of those. No, it's all gone. But, yes, and the reason why is this gentleman here, Shohei Ohtani, who is the Japanese Babe Ruth. This is a unnumbered card. They're rare to pull because I think they're only in the exclusive Mojo pack, which I know we should get some credit for that. We should get some credit for that. I need my check from Topps. But this is obviously it's a black label, but that went for $1,600 with bids. This guy's in Japan still. He has not signed with any MLB team. This kid, he's 23 years old. He is claimed to be, and I know this is hype, but it goes along right with the show. He is the most truest two-way player anybody's ever seen. So the guy pitches 99 consistently. He's actually thrown the fastest for any Japanese pitcher, and he's an extremely talented hitter. So this could take the hobby by storm. He's going to sign with somebody after this year. He's going somewhere next year. So this guy's way hyped up. Now he may become the next Dice K, and he may become even Yu Darvish kind of went down the tubes too.
But what do you do with a player like that?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Is he going to be a pitcher? What do you do? You have him pitch every he pitches every fifth day. He starts, and then the 4 days in between, he's just out there in the outfield.
Well, what about putting him in as he could pitch like a reliever. He could be playing right field, and he comes in and he pitches a couple innings because you can do that as long as you're playing the game.
Well, yeah,
the Giants did that wackiness.
But they have position players come in and pitch on our. It happens a couple times a season, so absolutely you can do it. I don't know, man. I don't think that's a recipe for success, though. I think he has to be either a pitcher or a position player. You can't be both.
I think you can.
No, you can't. You can't.
The league's always evolving, and this is something that's never been done since Babe Ruth.
I don't think baseball's ever evolving. Are you high again?
Dude, Aaron Judge has hit the ball 513 feet. Somebody in 1902 could not hit the ball 500 feet. That's evolution of the game.
That's not the game evolving. That's just
talking about the players.
That's a player evolving and getting bigger. That's not the game changing.
People could never be born that way back then. So the game is forever evolving, which means with the evolution of the game, there could be somebody who could pitch and hit.
So we're making players in a in like a factory now? Like we're breeding bigger, stronger, faster players to hit home runs?
Yeah.
And that's evolving the game.
Evolving the game.
Juice,
Dude,
baby.
hippie lettuce, bro.
I'm telling you, dude. I wouldn't be surprised. We're going to revisit all these things, next year. And we'll be like, dude, Doug was right.
Evolving the game is like literally changing the way it's played.
Well, you are, because you have a guy that can hit and pitch at the same time. He can hit.
No, it's impossible to hit and pitch at the same
He's
time.
going to throw it to himself. It's like Bugs Bunny from that old cartoon. I'm telling you, dude. But it's crazy. I mean, $1,600 on a base card. So, and then you got Bowman Platinum that came out, I think, on the 5th. It hasn't gone up quite yet, but as much as the mega boxes. But those are already, people are selling those for $103, and they were $70 retail. So there's people making money on just selling sealed retail wax.
Also, I mean,
which is crazy.
Can you name a player who has come from Japan recently, who is highly touted, who played in the majors, who's panned out to be one of the best players in the league?
Ichiro.
The only one. The only one. The only one, right?
Tanaka's
How
still
about
doing good.
Shinjo? Remember, that guy was supposed to be just a beast of a player. Maybe Matsui?
Matsui was good.
And then we're done, right?
Yeah,
So if one of those guys can pitch, is that changing the game?
it is.
Because now he can pitch now.
Yep.
Oh God.
And then 5 years from now, then there's going to be a pitcher that can pitch with both hands
This
and
show needs
hit.
to be changed to Doug buys into the hype.
I do. That's what drives our whole industry, man. You got to have hype. So, but the NBA, I think we're going to be we're going to have a reoccurring segment, hype or hope, on this year's upcoming rookie class. I wanted to briefly touch on Excalibur that came out last week. It's all about the kabooms. What was your opinion, C-Rad?
Tom Selleck.
C-Rad, what did you think about Excalibur?
Overall, pretty nice looking product. Too many base cards compared to last year, though.
Yeah, I gotta. These are the kabooms that they've came out with. You can see there's not a whole lot changed.
Are you going to talk about the evolution of the kaboom?
I could. Forever changing.
Forever changing the evolution of the kaboom.
The one on the far right looks hilarious. Look at that Kobe, dude.
Yeah, it looks like his feet are gonna touch his head somehow. It's very flexible.
That's a real artistic impression right there.
Yeah, I think I might have drawn that. Might have been me.
But those are the K-Stits, and I mean, those go for straight cash, homie.
Yeah, I think the Kobe's are going for like 200. I thought the product was good in terms of autographs. It had some good vets and things like that. I really, really, really think Panini needs to hire some new designers. I think we need to throw out some new designs of just maybe pay old Upper Deck guys more for basketball. I mean, it's just some of the designs work, but a lot of them don't. I think we just need some new blood up in that piece. Maybe hire a 22-year-old kid coming out of college, or hire a former Upper Deck graphic designer that did cards.
How
for
about
Exquisite.
I like the Crusade subset. I think it's how about bringing back Crusade as a brand, and maybe getting rid of Excalibur.
I thought Excalibur is Crusade.
It
no,
is.
I mean it is, but the inserts, there used to be Crusade.
Right.
I think
2012, 13, and then it had 13,
14. Yeah. The base cards to me look extremely bland, but the inserts are cool, like the subsets of Squire and all that stuff. I mean, solid. A lot of variations, a lot of color.
Yeah.
Again, it's not real hit based. I don't think I think everybody puts so much value on autographs. You pulled some better autographs than I did.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled a lot of the same guys. There was a lot of Pascal Siakam, which I know is a rookie and he needs to be in there, and I get it. But I saw a lot more dupes than I would want to see.
Right.
That's funny. I didn't see any Pascal Siakam in the 20
I
box.
Dan got 'em all.
I pulled them all.
He said, "What about me?" And you got all of them.
What about me? Give me some Pascal Siakam.
Well, I just think that, I don't know. You got your products that do well with base, like Prism. You got Select. I just think if you come out with anything else, you just make it about the inserts and the hits, and then you just don't make that much base. It's just too much base. That's Colin McGuire. We won the Facebook contest for a free box of Tier 1. So congratulations.
Congrats, Colin.
Woo! So contact us, and we'll go ahead and get that out to you guys. Our contest for this week is going to involve you out there. Downloading our Mojobreak app, either on your iOS or your Apple is iOS, or your Android device. I know most of you don't have the Android, so you that have the iOS, you can get that, and it's in the Android market as well. So it's going to be under the app exclusives. There's going to be some way for you to win something. So make sure the app is free. It doesn't cost anything. Just you can go right in there right now on your phone and download it up. And there'll be a way for you. And there's nothing on there right now, but in an hour there'll be a way for you to win something. So
that was a tough go at like trying to get people to download the app. Like it is absolutely available on the Android market. Like you were really trying to sell that it's not, but it is. It's there. It's there. Doug he's a tree hugging iPhone hippie loving dude.
Absolutely.
So he hates.
You want to see my?
He hates Android. Or anything that's not Apple. Yeah. I think he has Apple boxers on right now.
I think I may do.
iBoxer.
I may do it. I'm hooked up.
He loves it. But, yeah, I mean, it's available for Android and Apple. I mean, Android is the adult phone, and Fisher-Price is the Apple Fisher-Price iPhone. It's my first iPhone. My first phone.
No.
Yeah. No. Sorry, everybody who loves
sales.
Apple. Whatever. Apple makes whatever.
I wanted to make some time for the questions. So if you guys have any questions you want to ask us, put it in the chat and we'll try to answer a few of them because we skipped it last time. But the new stuff, Allen and Ginter comes out next week. Checklist looks pretty good. It's already gone up based on one Yankee guy. But there's also Floyd Mayweather autographs, which is perfect timing from the press conference that came out yesterday, which is absolutely a must-watch. If you haven't seen it.
Notorious.
Yep, there he is. My Irish brethren right there. Conor McGregor. What can you tell us about this kid, Conor McGregor? I mean, we all probably know about him, but Conrad's our MMA expert here. What can you tell us about this guy?
Man, he has an unbelievable story. Rise to MMA unlike any we've seen in the sport. MMA is still a fairly young sport, but he has grown to a height that no other MMA fighter has come close to. And there's people who hate him for sure, but you can't knock the kid. He's about to make $100 million in a boxing match.
Yeah,
and he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, it's world changing. So here's a little snippet of part of the press conference from yesterday. Of them going face to face, but you can watch it. Fight Hub TV did a good job of covering the event. Every media outlet did, but there was some good stuff going down. This is $100 fight's probably going to be not enough. I'd probably give $200 to see this damn thing. But you know how you do it. You get all your friends together and you throw in $10. You make sure you get at least 10 people, and then you get some beers and it's a good night. But this fight's going to happen August 26th. Dan, you're talking about safe picks. I think I know who you're going with. Who are you going with?
Money, baby. Money Mayweather. No doubt. Dude, McGregor's going to get the shit kicked out of him. That guy is not a boxer. Now, again, if it was like an MMA fight.
So he runs out there for an MMA fight and he just goes like this?
Dude, he's not a
He
boxer.
doesn't have any hands?
Mayweather's a trained boxer. He's going to beat the shit out of McGregor. It's not even going to be close.
All right. Okay.
I mean, again, Mayweather hasn't knocked anybody out for how long? He may do it this time.
I disagree.
Dude, there is 0% chance that McGregor wins this fight. 0%.
I think for me, what this is going to come down to is confidence and guts. And I think that McGregor is the first opponent that Mayweather's faced in the last 10 years that has the guts to engage him. Now, it's going to probably be a pretty wild fight. But if you just the Mayweather fights over the last years, even Packett, it was a straight snooze fest. You just had guys that were just, nobody wanted to engage him. McGregor has nothing to lose. He's going to go out there swinging. If he's going to lose, he's going to go out swinging. He's not going to let it go to a decision. I could say this. There's probably not going to be a decision. One person's going to get knocked out either way, and my money is on McGregor.
Yeah, if it goes to decision, it's a Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, it's a Floyd
win.
Mayweather.
Yeah.
You serious?
Here's a couple things to keep in mind because I watch all of McGregor's fights, and I have friends who are watch a lot of boxing. I have Filipino friends that watch a lot of boxing. So a couple things to keep in mind. Floyd, everybody talks about it. Most analysts and boxing experts and most just casual fans, it is true. Floyd should win this fight. It's a boxing match. He's one of the best boxers ever, and actual boxers can't even hit him when they get in the ring with him because his defense is so incredible. But the other thing to keep in mind is Father Time can catch up eventually. That's one factor. Conor McGregor is the bigger fighter. He is stronger. He is younger. He is gonna be faster. And boxing is a combat sport just like MMA is, and they're gonna be standing. Like even Floyd said it himself. Conor has lost when he went to the ground, but he's a stand up fighter, and so. You put those two guys in there, you never know what's going to happen.
Plus, if you look at McGregor, he's had to actually prepare for opponents that use their feet. So he had 4 limbs to worry about. He's got to just prepare for a fighter that uses his fist. You're just dumbing down the MMA, and he's going to be able to prepare for this, and he's got the guts to win this fight.
It's like Roger Federer going out and playing linebacker for the Cowboys.
Oh, that's 2 different sports.
No,
I don't think it's that extreme.
Yeah,
it's still
punch in MMA. Yeah. You act like it's just they just hug each other and fall to the ground in MMA.
Oh man.
However, Floyd should win this fight because it is a boxing match. He's like I said, he's one of the best ever. His defense is incredible. No other boxer has really been able to touch him. So I can't really say with confidence that Conor is going to go in there and be able to touch him. But if he can touch him, he's going to put Floyd Mayweather away because Floyd is smaller. He doesn't fight at 154 either. That's the other thing that you have to keep in mind. He doesn't fight at this weight class. It's a higher weight class than he's used to. Conor is the bigger man.
And how old is Conor? What's the age difference?
He's 28 years old.
And then
in his prime.
And Floyd's over 40, right? Or he's close to it.
He's 41.
So there you go. I couldn't beat up a.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet?
Well, you got to give me the odds in Vegas. We're not doing straight up. I got to take a little bit of a percentage there. Like 10 to 1 on the money or something.
I mean, you're loving it though. I mean, you're it's like a no doubter.
Well, I'm like shooting it full court, where you're like shooting it from the free throw line.
Yeah,
so I got a hard chance making it.
No. You're shooting it from the parking lot. I'm laying it up.
I think Conor right now is a plus 700 underdog.
So you gotta give me 7 to 1 on my money. So we'll do $100. You have to pay me $700. I pay you
$700. Yeah, fuck it. Whatever.
All right.
Whatever.
On air.
Whatever.
Jay August said the bet should be that Doug has to do all the randoms after all the breaks for the rest of the year.
Oh. Whoa. I don't know if I would have put that on the line.
But then what happens if you win? What does Dan have to do?
Yeah, Matt had a great point. It's like Jared Hayne playing in the NFL. You had rugby and football.
How did that go?
Well,
Jared Hayne had a solid career in the NFL.
I don't think the Niners gave him a chance.
They didn't give him a chance? Did they even give him a jersey?
I think so.
If you're talking about comparable sports, boxing and MMA is the closest thing you can compare to different sports. Like soccer and football is nothing alike. You know what I'm saying? Baseball and basketball is nothing alike. Boxing and MMA, where you're trying to take the other guy's head off, is the closest thing you can compare to each other.
There's completely two different type of techniques. There's a completely different technique in MMA.
But Conor doesn't have to worry about the other technique now.
He just has to.
So he's gonna come in. He's gonna be that guy with like just the arms like flailing, like if I hit you, I'm gonna.
What makes it interesting is that Floyd is old. Yes. That's why it's an interesting fight at this point. Man, if we were talking about Floyd Mayweather maybe 10 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, he'd probably wash Conor McGregor with no problem.
How many times has Mayweather lost? Oh yeah, give me my money. So the one time he's going to lose in his career is going to be a guy who's not even a boxer?
What was his best?
When he's 41 years old, yeah.
No.
I bet you heavy hitters knows. What was Mayweather's best opponent? Who gave him the best fight? I haven't followed Mayweather, his early career stuff, so I can't, say that. But what was his best opponent?
Mayweather's definitely been stunned.
Has he been knocked down? I'm sure he's been knocked down.
Yeah, he's been knocked down a couple of times, but never. He didn't stay on the ground for very long.
Yeah, so this is going to be the event of all events. I mean, this is crazy. It's good for both sports. I think boxing needs something like this. I mean, after not having Tyson, Holyfield, all these big-name fighters that have gone on and retired, there really hasn't been, besides Mayweather, there's nobody else. So this is the fight. And then the Pacquiao-Mayweather was like 5 years too late. I don't think it turned out to be exactly what people expected. This should be
And
amazing.
Here's another thing to keep in mind. Conor
De
predicted
La Hoya.
that.
Okay,
Conor,
so Mayweather De La Hoya then.
Conor
Okay.
predicted that he's gonna knock out Floyd under 4 rounds. The reason he said that is because the first 4 rounds are the best chance that he has to knock Floyd Mayweather out. If it goes beyond 4 rounds, like Mayweather's gonna win the decision. If it goes beyond 4 rounds, Conor could tire out. If it goes beyond 4 rounds, he's gonna show Floyd everything that he has. Floyd, once again, is a great defensive boxer. He makes you miss. He makes you frustrated because you can't hit him. So Conor came out and said, "I'm gonna knock him out within 4 rounds," because he has to. He has to knock him out within 4 rounds.
Yeah, that's a good analogy there. I heard that, but I didn't think about that. That's a very good point. Look at McGregor's ear. You don't ever want to mess with somebody that has an ear like that. That's cauliflower ear means you're a crazy motherfucker.
He's not going to be on. Well, he's not going to use the. I mean, again, if it was MMA, it wouldn't even be close. McGregor may kill Mayweather.
So maybe we need to watch De La Hoya's fight with Mayweather, which is probably available on YouTube.
Yeah,
somewhere.
yesterday too.
And
Floyd was like,
Madonna.
Floyd was like, "Yeah, after this we can put on 4-ounce gloves." I was like, "Whoa!" A lot of people were like, "Whoa, are you sure about that, Floyd?" I don't know. I know they were just talking crap to each other, but it's like Floyd was saying he was gonna come into the octagon and beat him. I was like, "I don't know about that, buddy."
Well, he also said that you could change the gloves. He's like, "I don't care about those rules. You're making it like it's on me." He's like, "You can wear whatever gloves you want," and it's like that's probably an easy thing for him to say, but boxing's never going to sanction that, so he knows he has that to fall back on. They're not going to let him go down to the specific type of gloves that aren't used in boxing. So.
Yeah.
But all right, guys.
I think at the end of the day, everybody's going to be super, super bummed they spent $100 on this fight.
I hope not.
I think there's going to be more entertainment factor leading up to the fight.
So it's going to be like the All-Star game.
Well,
Just kidding.
there's going to be a lot of anticipation leading up to it. The Showtime show they're going to have is going to be really, really exciting. But I think at the end of the day, people are going to be bummed that it was such a weak fight. Like they usually, all the high profile fights always never seem to live up to the expectations.
Yep.
It's too much. It's too many.
Too much hype.
Well, I was going over the Ginter checklist, and we're going to end the show off on
my
this.
calling.
There's a guy that's signing for Ginter that's the beer mile champion.
Woo!
So this is a real thing. They drink a beer. And these are pro athletes. I mean, this is I'm going to get into this sport, and then they run. And they have to drink a beer every lap. So there's 4 laps. You got to drink 4 beers. This guy ran the mile in 4.5 minutes with drinking 4 beers.
We need to go do this sport.
Dude, I'm telling you. Or at least just film it, just us 3 doing it. Maybe and have it for a segment on the show. But so this guy is the beer mile champion, and he's going to be in Ginter, which this guy's just like a model for all collectors right here. That's what we all hope, that we can drink beer and run. And it's a dream I want to live in. So this guy is in Ginter, and you can get his autograph. He's the beer mile champion.
Beer running champion. Woo!
Yep. So I was going to go over the checklist, and obviously with Mayweather, you can get Mayweather. There's Brooke Hogan. You can get Brooke Hogan. If you don't know the history of Ginter, it's 70% baseball, about 30% wacky stuff.
Weird shit.
And which makes it kind of exciting to break. Nick Jonas is going to have an auto in there too. I'm going over the non-baseball. All the baseball autographs are in there that you want. Trout, Judge. Judge is going to be huge in this. Bryant, stuff like that. But to go back to the Ginter set, is Benintendi's got it in there. They've got some of the notables. Jay Glazer has an autograph. Freddie Prinze Jr. has an autograph. Paul Feinbaum. Sarah Michelle Gellar is in there. Stephen A. Smith has an auto in there. Tom Arnold.
They're married.
Who?
Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze.
Oh, are they? Oh,
yeah.
They came in together.
Yeah.
Mike Jasperson, who Jaspy's Hobbyland, he's going to have a card in there that he won at the Transcendent party.
That's so cool.
Sage Steele. There's a lot of big names in the non. So go over the checklist. The checklist is out. It looks like it's going to be a pretty phenomenal product, as it is every year. And they have the Ginter code, which I'm too dumb to figure that out. There's a code that you can crack, and then you win like 1-of-1 autographs of all the guys in the set. And it's pretty crazy to figure out the code. There's like little hints on the back of the cards and stuff like that. So the Ginter code is a whole other element, which brings a really fun thing to the hobby and collecting sets and stuff like that. So Topps always kills it with this set. We don't expect anything different from Ginter next week. Comes out next Wednesday, as well as Optic we were showing comes out next Wednesday as well. I think Pantheon Football comes out tentatively, but I think Ginter's going to have the spotlight next week, so get your breaks. Mojobreak.com, we got...
Brooke Hogan has autos.
I
know.
Am I reading this in the chat? Does Tom from MySpace have autos?
Yeah, he could. What's his last name?
That Jaspy auto is sick too.
Tom from MySpace.
I want to get my auto and
He's your top friend.
There's a Tom Arnold, Tom Anderson, MySpace co-founder Tom Anderson.
Yeah,
dude, they got to use the photo, right? The photo that they always had.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, so that's cool. So
shout out to Tom.
And I think there is a few non-baseball spots still available for our case breaks, and those usually kill it. So check that out on Mojobreak.com.
We'll do one eBay break as well.
Yep. So everybody got a chance to bid on the non-sport on eBay as well. So that's next week's going to be lots of fun. So, but be sure to download the app and look on the app exclusives from the iOS, the Apple Store, or the Android Marketplace to download the Mojobreak app. Just type in Mojobreak and you'll find the app and download it. Not only will there be something to win, but there'll also be discount codes and stuff as well, and you'll get push notifications every once in a while about upcoming breaks. So it's a good way to stay in the loop. So thanks for checking us out. We got Stadium Club breaking next, and we also have more Gold Standard today. We've got a lot of stuff, 12-13 momentum. So check out our schedule, getting a break, and we'll be live here in 5 minutes. So we're going to keep the feed on. We're going to close down the shop here and get into the live breaks for the day. Peace out.
What it do, Paul Wall?